And our word for today on this feast of St. James Apostle on this Thursday, July the 25th, our word for today is servant. Servant is our word for today, taken from our gospel reading, the Gospel of Matthew chapter 20. We see the mother of the sons of Zebedee approaching Jesus and asking for positions for her sons. And then we see this argument break out among the apostles about who would retain which position, who would have what standing. And Jesus summons them and says to them, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and the great ones make their authority over them felt. But it shall not be so among you. Rather, whoever wishes to be great among you shall be your servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you shall be your slave. Just so the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for the many." Brothers and sisters, we are all given some position of authority in our lives. Some of us have employees, we have companies that we run. Some of us are parents, so we have authority over our children. Others are school teachers. Whatever the position in your life is, you have someone or something under authority. Maybe it's pets. I don't know. But I will tell you, the way that we are measured, the way that our Christian life is measured, is how we conduct ourselves in a position of authority. Those of us who have employees and children and other things that we are in charge of, other people that we are in charge of, when we meet the Lord, that conversation is going to be about how we conducted ourselves in that position. How do I love those under my charge? How do I care for those under my charge? Or do I use them for my own benefit without any concern for them whatsoever? And I have to say, as someone who has had a lot of employees working for me in my lifetime, I'm guilty as charged. Sometimes I use them for my own benefit. Sometimes I have used them for my own benefit with little or no regard for them. I'll answer for that. I don't want to continue to answer for that. But we have to be aware of this, that true leadership is servant leadership. Now, we talk about servant leadership for those who run big companies and all that. Servant leadership applies to all of us. Let me give you a scenario where we become the person who has some authority over an individual. We go out to dinner and we have a waiter or a waitress. We have some authority over them. How are we treating them? How are we treating the person that is on the other line, the customer service agent on the other line who's working for a company that we're disgusted with? We have some authority over that person. How are we conducting ourselves in that situation? Brothers and sisters, that is a revelation of the relationship that we have with the Lord Jesus Christ. Every time we carry about in our ministry, every time we carry about in our person some position of authority, the Lord calls us to this, to be servants of the other, to be a slave to the other, never holding ourselves in higher regard than the other, always holding the other person in higher regard, and understanding that the reason we've been given this authority is to serve, not to be served. That is the only way we can conduct ourselves in a way that is similar to the way that the Lord Jesus Christ conducted himself, which is what each and every one of us is called to. We are all called to serve. Servant, our word for today.